Ravi this side from Learn and Grow channel. So today we are going to discuss topic loop in Python. Specifically for loop I will discuss. So first question arise why we require a loop. So loops are very basic things. In any language you will see the loop. So I will give you example. Suppose you have to do hello world 5 times. Suppose you have to print 5 times. Then what you can do, you can paste it 5 times. That is a one way of doing it. Or you can do using for loop. You can print it. So syntax I will explain you later on. Just I'm giving you example. So suppose I want to print hello world 5 times. I can do this. This also. So this is an intelligent approach. In this way, code is less. And so suppose if you have to print 1,000 times, then you have to paste print 1,000 times. This is not a good way to doing it. So when we want to do the repeated work, then we use the for loop. So we have the for loop syntax. For loop syntax is uh, so for loop has a ability to iterate over a item in the sequence. So what is a sequence? Sequence can be a string. I have shown you like we have a string. So string is also a sequence. So this is 0 index 1 2 3. So by using for loop we can iterate over a complete sequence. Okay, let me give you a good example. Suppose we have m equal to strings, then I can for char in. This is a syntax for char in. This is the syntax of for loop. For iterating in sequence, what sequence you have and what you want to statement you want to execute. So depending on the how many items you have in your sequence, this for loop will be repeated. So if m I have strings, then for suppose I give here for I in, I is my, I can use I, j, k anything, and my sequence is for I in m, and then I can do print m, print I, sorry. I can do like this. So one by one from the sequence, this sequence, it picked up the item and printed them regularly. Or we can write it in a more neat way also, like for char in m, and here we give current character. So every time the loop will run, s will come here, current character will be s then t. So it will work like this. What happened? Okay, this should be char. So this is clear to you. Or I can do one thing also. This is my 0 position, 1 position. So how I can using for loop can refer to my string by using the this position. This is 0 1 2 3. So before starting the for loop in detail, we will discuss the range function because you usually use the range function with the for loop. So range function is basically used to generate a sequence of number. Okay, so for example, if you have for I in range 0 to, suppose I give 1 to 11, so it means for loop will go from 1 to 11 time, sorry, 1 to 10 time, less than this. Print I. Okay, if I do this, this is printed. The range syntax is, I can write here, start, your start point is this, stop point is this, and step size. Step means if I write here 2, then 1 plus 2 3, then 3 plus 2 5, it will go like this. Okay, see 1 3 5 7 9, and till this end range, minus 1. Like it is 11, then it will go up to 10, number 10. If I do 15, it will go up to 14. So this is our range function. Okay, now we can write some good program using range. So suppose if I have a string defined by the name of m, then for I in range, my index start from 0, and then we take length of string. I can take here and print m I. So first my m0 will contain s will be printed, then I value will be increased by 1. So in this way all the characters of my string will be printed. See? Okay, so range function is clear. I will write more code to give you the example of range function. Range function is very important because usually we use it with our loop. Okay, suppose I write this type 1 for I in range 10. Okay, see one thing, print I, and I'm using as a separator for printing. So my print will not go to another line. Okay, now let me execute this. So 0, 1, 2. So if I don't give anything here, it will start from 0. If I give 1 here, it will start from 1. So by default it is 0, 1, 2, 3. And 10 minus 1, it will go up to there. Another example I can take. Suppose I have 4 I in range 1 to 11. This is also clear to you. If I take 1 to 11 to 3, then you see what will happen. First 1 will be printed, then 1 plus 3, 4. So this is the using step function. You have given the step argument. So first value will be 1, then 1 plus 3, 4, then 1 plus 4 plus 3, 7. In this way it will go. Or you can do in this way also. 10, it is negative also possible. 10 will go. This should be greater than this. So first it will go. Okay, let me print it. 10, then minus 1, 9, 8, 7. So in this way you can go into negative direction also. Okay, suppose we take example where we want to print even number using range function. So how we can do it? So suppose I take input, I'm doing typecasting, input, please enter a number. I'm taking the input from user. Then for I in range, so I have to print all the even number. I will start from 2, I will go up to n, and step size I will give 2. Then print I, or I can use and here. If I don't use and like this, then in printing output will be of the print will be in the next line. So to make printing clear, I am taking it. Enter number, suppose I enter 10, 12, then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I hope the range is clear to you. Okay, so I will once again summarize. This is our range function. If start value is 0, if you don't give anything, stop minus 1. My loop will go till stop minus 1 size. Step size by how much I want to increase my start plus a step size start. Then again step size will be added in every iteration. Okay, then we can have, suppose I take one example, one more example. Program to print table of a given number. Suppose I want to print table. Okay, then I will take input from user, int input, please enter a number, then for I in range, so I have to print the table. The table will start from 1, it will go up to 10. So I have taken 11. Then C equal to, one second, what is C is number something. C is, I have taken a variable. Okay, this is C. First n will come. Suppose I want to print the table of 5, then 5 into 1. C will store, then 5 into 2, 5 into 3 like this. Then I can print n, comma, I can print in this way equal to then C. So if I run it, please enter number. Suppose 5 table I have to. So something is missing here. And into I need to mention here also. And into I, comma I need here. Yeah, now it is okay. Suppose I want to print 5, then table will be printed like this. So range function I think clear to you. For loop we can run also by using state if is else statement. For loop with else statement. So suppose if I have for I in range 0 to 5. This, okay, what happened? Mm, okay, range 5. Then I want to print I. Okay, when my for loop will be completed, I can write here print for loop has completely spelling is completely exhausted. Okay, so once the for loop will run completely, then my for else will be printed. So it's printed 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for loop has completely exhausted. So after running your for loop, if you want to do something, once this is over, you can do the else statement you can use. Okay, then we have nested for loop. Nested means loops within loop. Nested loops, for loops. So suppose you have for I in, this is your outer loop. Okay, let me write some program. Suppose I write for I in range 1 to 6. This is my outer loop. And see the indentation. Now another loop inside it. For j in range 1 to I plus 1. Okay. So what will happen? First I will go here. Then I value will be 2 here. Then j will be the statement inside this for loop will be run 1 to 2 times. Then loop executed. Suppose if a statement is there. And once this statement is executed, then again we will go to the outer loop. Then I value increase 2. Then 1, 2, 3 will be here. So suppose I want to print something. Statement I want to execute. I can take percentage %d and then we have percentage %I can also take. This is for formatting to making thing looking good in printing, or I can do simply for percent for 1 second percentage %d, then I can do percentage %I, then I can do and. Okay, I will explain you. Let me run the program first. This simple print is for new line. If you don't give anything, print will print a new line. So this has given me this representation. So how it happen? First, the outer loop run, I value is 1, then it go inside, j is 1 to 2, Then inside this loop, this is the statement. We are simply printing I, and for and we are taken because all the value of this are printed by the space. And then once this inner loop is done, then we are taking new line. That's why after one, this new line is coming. So this is our nested for loop. These things will clear to you when you will make program yourself. So there are many program of nested for loop, like you can print some pattern. We have printed this pattern. So there are multiple programs. You need to practice them to understand the nested for loop. For the beginners, it's a little bit complex in the beginning. Okay, so for loop I have explained you. Then in the next section, we will discuss the while loop. That is very important. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Stay safe. Take care. Thank you. Bye.